Data is power. My name is Heidi Saas. I'm a data privacy and technology attorney, and I hate data brokers. My work is with businesses on data governance and on building better digital tools. I've been doing this since long before they unleashed the transformers upon us. And let me tell you, it's complicated. Businesses need data. Consumers want privacy. We can do both, but not every profitable business model is guaranteed the right to exist. When we saw the harms from alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, we collectively took action and regulated them, just barely, but we did. And regulation didn't kill innovation. For better or worse, all those industries are still around today, and they're doing great. Regulation does not kill innovation. Now, we have to talk about what you can do to help, because in my work with businesses and my work with nonprofits, researchers, and journalists, we just can't get enough attention and daylight. It's hard fighting data brokers on a data broker platform. They don't want to send your message out. We've got to talk about what you can do to help. Later on, when you're processing all of the wonderful things you heard today, I want you to remember this picture of me. Right here. Photographer said, think about your work at data brokers, and this is what he got. Remember this. Don't do it now, but later. This is me waiting for you to change your settings in your phone. AI tools are using your data to make all kinds of decisions about your life, whether that data is true or not. And it wasn't always this way. In 1970, the Fair Credit Reporting Act was passed to promote the accuracy, the fairness, and the privacy of consumer information held in the files at the credit bureaus. At that time, it was the only place you could go to get information about people. You only got a little bit, and you had to get our consent to do it. Your rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act include the right to know what data do they have, the right to correct it if it is wrong, and a private right of action to sue them in court if they do not afford you your rights in a timely manner. I will tell you from the business perspective, the threat of litigation is the most effective way to get businesses to change their practices. In this case, the businesses went and changed the law. Yeah. Upon the rise of big data, somebody went to Washington and lobbied for an amendment to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It's called FACTA. It was passed in 2003. Basically says, if you are making credit reports, you have to follow these rules. It was sold to the American people as a win for consumer rights, because now you can get a free annual credit report. And with that, the opportunity to argue with the credit bureaus to clean up all the dirty data they know is in your file. Thanks. We hate it. Nobody's got time for all that. What they get. We lost our rights. What they get. A reseller exception. If you are not making credit reports, go forth and innovate. So they built the surveillance economy. How's that going? Bad. Your data is being used against you. Now, where are they getting all this data? Other data brokers, scraping the web, data breaches. You know all those notices you get in the mail? Yeah, they got whole marketplaces selling that data on the dark web. And folks, they are also getting that data from you. This art was created by Saas, not AI. In case you were wondering. Every time you open an app or land on a website, your data got snatched before you can read the privacy notice to find out what did you do with my data. And I know you are all reading the notices that people like me draft for you, right? No. Businesses need data for a lot of things, not just advertising. They do research. They develop new products and services. They handle supply chain issues. And they make investment decisions, like building data centers, so they can continue to over-collect and misuse our data. No thanks. Who wants to live next to a data center? Nobody? Yep. Now, what kind of data are we talking about? I'll give you a minute with that. There's a wall of words, and this is not everything. Everything. Your likes, your swipes, your contacts and connections, your family members, contents of your shopping cart, how much booze your house buys each month, what you ordered for dinner last night, the kinks on the porn sites, everything is in there. Did I get the job? No? Why? You know everything else. Did you know all of this data was going in with your resume when you apply for a job so they can rank and score you? Of course you didn't know that. Why would you think that? It's not just awful, it's unlawful. And the courts are working on those cases right now. I still have faith in the law, but it's not enough. We can't stop there. One day last summer, I was sitting at my desk. My inboxes started filling up. What do we do about data brokers? Yeah. But then I got the sad news out of Minnesota. Representative Hortman and her husband were shot and killed. Another lawmaker and his wife were shot and injured. Luckily, they survived. When the police apprehended the suspect, they confiscated his notes and published them in the complaint. These notes about the data brokers that he used to get the lawmakers' home addresses for his killing rampage. A couple of weeks later, I heard from one of those lawmakers on his list. She wasn't home when he came for her. She said, I should be dead, but I'm not, and we're gonna fix this. That was Minnesota Strong, my first introduction. Think about how that rings true today. Privacy is a safety issue, a physical safety issue. It's not just lawmakers, podcasters, and judges getting shot. Stalking, domestic violence, trafficking of drugs and humans, including children. And now, our government has taxpayer-funded apps using our data to snatch people off the streets in our neighborhoods. Privacy is a financial safety issue. If you can't get past the robot to get a job, you can't pay rent or buy food, what now? On the global scale, cybercrime is the world's third largest economy behind Russia, or behind the US and China. Never mind Russia. But they're catching up quick to China. It's not a whole country of people making, doing, and generating revenue. All of this money comes from data crime. Identity theft, extortion, sextortion, pig butchering, ransomware attacks, any and everything they can do with our data to steal from us. All of those crimes have victims if they survive. Privacy is a psychological safety issue. The whistleblowers have confirmed for us the feeds for the algorithms, they are indeed designed to be addictive and will constantly spew harmful content. They also tell us that the platforms think it's okay to serve ads for weight loss drugs to little girls who delete selfies. Research and lawsuits recently told us AI chatbots are coaching our kids to hang themselves and offering to write the suicide notes. How many hearings have we seen in Washington with tech executives in the hot seat answering the tough questions, and then nothing happens? One of them stood up, turned around, and apologized to a room full of parents holding pictures of their dead kids. He acknowledged the harm that he's caused by putting profits ahead of safety. And then what happened? Nothing. He went home and continues to make money doing the same thing right now. Where is the accountability? You may be wondering, where is Congress on all of this? They're captive. Lawmakers need data and tech platforms to raise campaign dollars to keep their jobs. It's a big number. They're still adding up last year. I'm pretty sure it's going to be higher than that. Not $1 of that was spent to give us more rights. No. Let me give you another number. 535. 535. On the whole of Capitol Hill, there are only 535 votes to be influenced, yet there are thousands of thirsty lobbyists at every turn, ready to remind those lawmakers they have access to unlimited spending to primary them out of their seat at the very next opportunity. Our lawmakers are outnumbered, outspent, and likely out of a job if they don't fall in line. Some of them are trying to do the right thing, and we need to support them. If Washington wants to give us a federal privacy bill, great, but it cannot preempt the progress already made in the states. If the federal government wants to do something for our data rights immediately, the fastest thing they can do is instruct the CFPB to publish the updated rules for the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The work has already been done. Just publish it. You can even claim it as your own way to work on affordability issues. Plus, the bankers are going to hate it, so you got that too. Just publish it. One last reminder before I leave this slide. This disgusting display of corporate spending in politics was brought to you by the Citizens United decision. We got to work on that too, but that's a whole other talk. Right now, I want to talk about what you can do. Remember that picture of me? Don't do it now, do it later. I want you to get in those settings. Turn that tracking off. You don't use an app or you don't trust it, delete it. Why has it got access to your contacts, your camera, and your location? A word about encrypted messaging. When I say encryption, I mean true end-to-end encryption, not the tools offered to you by folks who don't give a zuck. This last one is what brings me here today. I need your help. My work with nonprofits trying to help businesses do the right thing is not enough. They need to hear demand from the people. I work with For Humanity. It's a nonprofit. We draft criteria for how to conduct independent audits of these tools. More awareness is what we need. More pressure from people on lawmakers is what we need. I feel like I'm doing everything I can. I need your help. I need you to be heard on this issue. Call your lawmakers, send them an email, make a sign, and go down to the State House. Whatever you got to do to support legislation that will give us a private right of action to hold data brokers accountable in court. The Attorney General is good too, but they're busy. We don't have a right without a remedy. Trust has to be earned. Privacy is a safety issue. Health and safety are the domain of the states. Every state needs a one-stop shop to delete our data, to protect our safety. It's time to restore our data rights and reclaim our power. Thank you.